100%.
Like ideas are like a dime dozen. The only the true mastery and artistry is shown whereby somebody is able to fully articulate and communicate those ideas
Yeah.
without overthinking and without mudding up that idea itself.
So, what do you identify your problem as? Like, is it like just like what you said before, like having too many shots, like having too many ideas, or like it's just like what you said about like Virgil upload about this thing about the mood board. You know, mood board is like multiple ideas,
Yeah.
right? But then you have a concept, you have a theme you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like just like saying now, like maybe on Virgil's mood board, he has ideas for swimwears, he has ideas for streetwear, he has ideas for nightwears,
Yeah.
and then he has a project where he just wants to make a streetwear.
Yeah.
You cannot just be putting nightwear ideas into streetwear ideas, even though it's in the mood board. You have to still like segment it.
Yeah.
And the reason why you're finding it so hard to get like a good it's not even like you don't have the idea for the video. You have the idea for the video. What do you call it again?
Probably antecedents.
Antecedents, right? Antecedents. So the idea for the video is antecedents, right? So
Ascendant. I think it's ascendant.
the problem now is that you have too many ambiguous shots. So watch this video. Oh, I like this shot. So
Yeah.
watch this video. I like this shot. Watch this video. I like this shot.
Yeah, I want to put it into place. I want to.
But then like everything takes time. There's some musicians now that they have some banger ass songs, and like it can't be in this album. It has to be released as a single.
Yeah.
You grab like it doesn't fit the theme.
Yeah.
So all the short ideas that you have, you cannot fit it into that antecedent video.
Yeah.
It has to be spread across multiple videos,
Yeah.
and you don't want to make a video because of a shot. You want to make a shot because of a video.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Now let's say now there's this shot I like when I'm doing like cinematography. There's this shot I like walking, like the camera following people behind walking. I have like 7 shots on that stuff, but I will never make a video because I want to put that shot into the video. I have to make a video because I have to make the shot because it will fit in the video. You grab just like the introduction key video, right? That shot just had to go into the video, right? This video, the new video I want to create, the whole the journey through life. I don't see any. I've not reached that stage where that shot needs to be there, and that's okay. I love the shot, but I've not seen it where it to be there, and I won't put it in the video if it doesn't need to be there. You grab. So the problem is just segmenting ideas. Like there's this idea, ideas that are so exciting, but then they are just not there yet. It's not just time.
Yeah, it's not just cooked.
It's not just time to like.
Or I think sometimes those ideas are there, but you want it to be just packaged in a single format, whereby the ideas are just like overflowing and you could express it in like different parts and series. Do you get?
Yeah.
So
But you know, ideas always come in motive. That's the thing. Like now, let's say now I was doing short videos now, and I was like, short video doesn't hit my creativity up enough. Like I always wanted to like do films, like long films and take shots and edit videos, like longer ass videos. And I realized that short content is not just different. So like I talked to some people like how I want to like create long video content. I was thinking of doing like interviews before, like without my camera before.
yeah,
But then like that one spoiled. And I was like I want to do this video content. So I had to do a lot of soul searching to find what kind of content did I want to create. What kind of content I want to create. And I didn't have to go that far. It was literally just my podcast.
yeah.
Right? It was like, okay, like my podcasts are based on original ideas, like planned original ideas.
Yeah.
So why don't I do like a video adaptation to those podcasts And then that's where we went about, is it narration, is it storytelling, and then we eventually concluded that is either the podcast episode decides whether it is a storytelling
Yeah.
vibe or it is a
Narrative.
narrative vibe, exactly. So you want to what? Where was I even going to? Because I didn't even remember what I was going to do this exactly.
I mean, you just want to look at the general direction.
Yes, the general direction. Like
Whatever, yeah.
even though you're making abstract art, there's still general direction.
Yeah,
to it.
definitely.
If you're making abstract films or abstract art or like
It's not like you're lost in the abstractness and the general point is just there looking
Yeah.
for like, okay, what's the thing? Like, why are you getting to like
what
speak
what is
speak
the
to me?
what are the viewers or like listeners or whatever, what are they
Or-
going to take from this?
And they are just different shots that are just bland and
Yeah.
never. I
You know,
don't know. This could be
that's-
bad art, but I really think bad art. But maybe it could be a lesson for
Lesson.
you on the process of maybe script writing, formation of scenes, and shooting a shot for whatever idea you have in your head, and it turns out bad and like, yeah, you didn't think it through, obviously, probably.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about it in the sense that you are just in a learning process, and you shouldn't put like too much pressure on yourself to like
Of course. This is
obviously
video that I saw.
achieve that.
That by Maximilian video where SROK was saying like how did he become not cool to try?
Yeah.
And like do your shit, man. Even though it's shit, even though people say it's shit, man,
Yeah.
you tried
Yeah, exactly. You did, and you learned something in the process. Like,
and you're doing better
you know,
than
the
most people. So.
invaluable knowledge that you would have processed from whatever you just did and you failed. Like, that's knowledge that, except somebody's very intentional about getting,
Yeah.
you can't get it, and or you paid for that knowledge, and you just have the knowledge of it. Like, okay, yeah, I experienced this, so
Yeah.
this is why I did that.
It's just like when I was
And your
trying
next
to
video gets better.
when I was trying to start the video content. And then like each video I was trying to do something different, or each video I was learning from. Like it was getting to a point in time where there was a video I released, and then I was telling people to like give me feedback on my video content, and then this girl said something, but I was like, she was like, okay, the pan out from this zoom in scene was too slow or too fast, and I was like, I noticed that. So like I already noticed the problem before she had to outline the problem. So
Yeah.
at that point I already learned from it. I already know that this video now, I was looking at the video, I was like, I can't do anything to this video. But my next video I'll make sure that I did not make that mistake. And you cannot learn from that mistake unless you've made the mistake. Like you can watch a million videos, but you will never know that's a mistake until it's your video or you've
Yeah.
created a video and like, oh shit, this is actually a mistake that I need to correct.
Yeah.
So trying, failing, man. And the good thing about like creating stuff, even though people don't listen to it, is that if you're consistent enough and you eventually blow up, because there's no way you will not blow up if you're doing something. I don't know, I had this idea that there's no way you blow up, you not blow up if you're doing something important.
Yeah.
Like if you're creating value for people, there's no that people not share it. Like,
Well,
guy, have you watched this video? Have you watched this video?
I mean, blow up is pretty. How would I be? There's an objective blow up.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's subjective.
but it can
It's
be
based
subjective
on how
blow up
big you feel like blow up.
Yeah.
But then, like, and it's also good because in the event that I blow up for my podcast, my videos, maybe like 5 years, 6 years along the line, and I get like a big shot, like people who have content to, people will be able to go back, to
Omo,
the beginning
preach.
of when I was saying rubbish, and then I was next year I'll still be saying rubbish,
Exactly.
and then in my mind I'm thinking I'm saying better rubbish, but it's still rubbish. Like people will be able to go back and say, oh yeah, this is where this guy actually started. Like it was not an overnight thing. It was more of like a compounding effect.
And at that point, you'll be much more grateful in the sense that whatever you have at that moment, and the resources you have at that moment, and the equipment you have at that moment, you use it better because you are like, oh, I know where I'm coming
I
from.
remember the days where like no mic and then
No, why? I was
Bro.
hustling. No, handler. No good camera
Yeah,
and shit like that, no good phone for no audio mic and shit like that. So
it's crazy. Like you look
you know that
back.
you used whatever you had at that moment, and you will appreciate that whatever you have at this moment is like a privilege,
Yeah.
and you have to do quality work and the best work you can offer. Because I heard something from like Christopher Nolan when he was like, he was trying to pose it like he was very lucky. I know we always try to like shoot down on,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, yes, on rich people and like say they are privileged
Yeah.
to have some certain resources. But the guy was like, the way he looked at it was like, I won't lie, I was privileged. And I'm lucky, extremely lucky to be here because there are other crazy ass filmmakers that maybe are doing better than him or know a lot of things better than him. But he has the resources, he has the equipment to bring his ideas to life. And he only has one chance to bring his ideas to life. And obviously, he can't do a shit job at that. So he was advising other people that were like him that, bro, you have this chance, you have this opportunity. Bro, don't make your work suck and shit like that. You should put in the best you can because your life depends on it, and that's like the standard. So I was like, so this guy actually gets it. He was like, all these resources, everything that he has, doesn't like give him a sense of comfort in his mind that okay, yes, now I have the resources so I can get anything I want easily. But he was very well thought out and very intentional of giving the best quality he has to offer in himself at that moment for that idea. So I was like, damn, that's like applaudable.
See the same thing like idea and execution. That who said it uncle? It was like what did he say? He said the biggest did he say the biggest achievement? They were just like
Skill. I get
the best skill you can have is
Yeah.
reducing the time between idea and execution.
yeah.
Like that thing I was most impressed by this Unfiltered Conversations podcast series. It's like when I started the podcast I had this idea like I would say like I had this idea that I wanted to say something, like I wanted to say my own 2 cents about life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't know how I was going to say it. I knew a guy that was doing podcast, Benjamin. Then from there, I asked him like, how does he do his own podcast and stuff. I created the podcast. I think we had that conversation around like January 2022. I created the podcast. I think I eventually created it around May. I didn't record an episode. I recorded the intro May. Yeah. I also recorded an episode that day. But then that episode was too cold and I wasn't really feeling it. I won't even lie. I wasn't feeling that episode. And it was not until September 26th, 2022 that I released my first episode. So like that was like I can say 7 months of idea to execution. 7 months of idea to execution.
Yeah.
So the biggest the next thing I did after that was writing. I had this feeling I wanted to write. I started around when did I start writing? I started around ending of 2022. That was when I entered year one. I was doing like these daily journals on my laptop. If I go back to those daily journals, like it'd be a lot of wisdom. But I haven't just even checked it out yet. I was trying to like daily journals and shit and like writing life lessons I learned from the day every day. I eventually like I fell off on that. But then like I had this feeling of like okay, maybe I need to write something. I need to write. Like the podcast basically was a way to say what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
But writing was also a form of saying what I wanted to say in a more structured way. You know, like when we're talking now, we're doing a podcast and
Like
we can say a lot of
free form.
it's much more raw.
Yeah.
You can say a lot of stuff and be like try and like tune the idea.
Yeah.
But then when you're writing is structured content.
Yeah.
Like you have to think of what you want to write. I'm not writing
Yeah.
Writing was a lot more structured. So I was like I feel like dabbling into writing. I started writing that was December around that November December time 2022. I did not that daily journal. I did not start the newsletter until June. That is like 6 months between idea and execution, right? The next one would be the video content. The video content was I had the idea for the video content around November of 2023. Like when this guy pulled up to me, I was like your podcast is nice, man. You write a lot of nice stuff. But then I've ever considered like video content like the way forward and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I feel you. And I feel that the first episode I recorded, the first video I recorded was 2 weeks later. I released the video 2 weeks later. So I've reduced that time from idea and execution by 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I had because it was even mostly because of exam. We had exams, so I couldn't. No, I think I recorded. I did it. I recorded the video 1 week, yes, and then I didn't record a video until the next 2 weeks because of exams. So that the idea and execution time was 1 week.
So would you say you had less doubts, less overthinking in that process?
Yeah, it's more of like
because
the more you put yourself out there,
it just becomes very
like
easy for you.
it becomes easier for you to put stuff out, and then you get this idea of what you have to lose at this point. Like
And you probably become more structured.
you become more structured, exactly. Like you have to know, like now I'm doing podcasts, I do writing, I do videos, I even program too. I do a lot of other things. I take pictures too. Like pictures too is even there. So like you can't do everything at once. You have to know how to like structure your situation.
Well, one thing I also like learned from this was like the idea to execution stage. You can have it's very funny how we say you think you are the only one that has that single idea. And for somebody who has proposed an idea for like 5 years, and you see like variations of your idea, and you be like, oh my god, I thought about this shit. How is this person doing it? How is this person doing my idea? But you were not like proactive enough to do the idea. So why are you sulking? Why are you like complaining? When you can just get an idea and do it at the moment, and you become like sort of maybe a pioneer of that idea.
I think the biggest feat was the last one. Was this Unfiltered conversation? The idea for this Unfiltered conversation happened the day that I realized that like Joshua died. When we were talking about the death, like what the death means to you, and I was like, let's record this. Let's record what we're saying, man. Like
it's just organic.
Yeah, let's record it, and then I just had the idea like let's call it. I want to call it Unfiltered Conversations. Yeah. I had the idea at that point in time, recorded it at that point in time, and I released it the next day. So now the idea to execution time now is like
hours.
It's like hours at this point, exactly. So like the more you create, the more you like push your content outside. The more you push your content outside, like the more you just like you don't realize what you have to lose. Even though what I was saying. Like what do you have to lose and stuff like that, but just keep it pushing. Even though people don't even feel your shit, like as long as you're feeling your shit, it's good. Like as long as one or two people like, man, I like this video, it makes sense. I like this idea, it makes sense. Like, and people learn a lot of things from that. There are a lot of things that you learn that you do not even give the creator. You do not tell the creator that you learned something from. Yeah. Like you can watch a video now. Somebody could listen to my podcast now. The person doesn't know me, and I know the person. Maybe the person might even know me. Might listen to it and be like, okay, I like this shit. Yeah. Like, and then you might listen to some other episodes. You might learn some stuff from it, but I would never know. Yeah. So like, if you stop, you will never know who was feeling your shit and everything. You never know that you were inspiring people here and there. So as long as you've gotten like 2 or 3 people that like it, a million people like it, a billion people can like it. Yeah. You just have to keep chugging out your shit, and reduce that time between idea and execution. It's not like a one day thing. It's more like the more you do stuff.
Yeah, but I think there's another part of this that speaks to consumption as a creator. Sometimes some creators get like inspiration and see references and watch videos obviously to like out of curiosity and try to like make their mind feel alive. So this stage of you consuming a lot of things and never putting out I would say maybe it's a preparation stage for some people, but there's a downhill structure to that you are consuming a lot and you have no like definite purpose of why you are consuming what you are consuming. You just know you are consuming, and that feels to me like you are stress eating, or like
You're
you
gaining weight, man.
yeah, you're just gaining weight. You're obviously not
Losing.
thinking about yourself in a healthy way,
Yeah.
or thinking about your art form in a healthy way, or thinking about how you want to create in a healthy way. And I feel it's a deep like hole that most like creators go through in just consumption. I consume from there, I consume from there, I consume from there, and your mind is just muddled up. And you see that
Yeah,
there's a
it shows in your execution phase
yeah
where you want to create an idea like, let me bring this one for me, I'm bringing this one for me, and put this one for me. I want this video here and that makes sense. Let me drag this video and drag this video. You drag this podcast here, you drag this element of this podcast here, you drag this one
you
here,
can't do everything.
and then you now mash it together and it's too mumbled like
Exactly.
that whole thing is trying to like it's contradicting itself. But then when you've consumed enough, you know that okay, like healthy idea for me, and maybe like this element for me, this element for me, and then it's structured. Like there's no problem with taking pieces from everywhere,
Yeah.
right? But then you also want to be a kind of person that has original ideas. No, I want to say original idea because no idea is original. So I can say primary ideas. So we can say like in statistics there's primary data, there's secondary data. Primary data is data that you collect through questionnaire like let me fill this one out.
Yeah.
And the secondary data is when you collect from another person, maybe like a data set, like a CSV file from like online or cargo or whatever.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that most of your ideas are primary, in the sense that secondary ideas is ideas you got from a video, ideas you got from somebody's idea.
Okay.
So now listen, now my video is an idea, right? And then I create the video. You get an idea from my video. That's getting an idea from my idea. That's like secondary ideas.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure that most of your content is primary ideas. Like the podcast, I was like, okay, I feel we can have conversations where we just make it unfiltered. Like I don't need to put background noise. I don't need to cut the part where I say fuck or like this or that. Like let it be raw or filter conversation. Simple. That's the primary idea. You could say maybe like you look at let's say like drones now. Let's say a person was looking at birds fly, and then we have this let's why don't we have like content based on like bird's eye view, and that's like where they got the idea from drones. I don't know how they got the idea from drones, but that's like an idea of like a primary idea, an idea that you got from maybe nature or something, or maybe like just from observing or thinking. But secondary ideas are like ideas you got from somebody's idea, and that's why most people that end up consuming too much, they end up in the secondary idea phase where your idea is based off on somebody's idea, and you don't have the capacity to create not original ideas per se, but ideas that you found out on your own.
I would say it's to me it's like a muscle, or it's a skill that if you really do not try to focus and hone as a person, you just relegate to the back, and you are just that secondary consumer that is creating from other people's idea. I mean, I will say maybe I can disagree a lot in the sense that I believe no, I mean you agree with the fact that you said no original idea, like there's no like original, so to say, idea that has not been taken from somewhere, that has not been changed this way.
Yeah, there's no idea there's nothing like an original idea.
Yeah, there's nothing like an original idea, but where you are checking maybe the stats and the ideas around you, you have like few people that you see that are just creating those original ideas, and you see people piggybacking off like the ideas they make and trying to make it better and stuff like that. Doesn't necessarily make it bad in some way.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but I think we need to get this. We need people that have this level of mastery or genius in them.
Originalism.
Yeah, to just bring
like,
out
in a world where there are
something
trends,
different and new.
I need to like create your own trend.
Yeah, like
Something
exactly. More like that, sure.
Something exactly like that. But I mean, bro, like there's nothing you're losing in like trying out failing. It's even using China. I feel like most of just like what I was saying now, like that we're talking about that video that I watched. I was like, when you look at it, most of or I wouldn't say most of everything that was created in the world, tables, chairs, furniture, housing, cement, um, lights, electricity,
Yeah.
fan, whatever you want to name it, technology was created based off somebody's idea and somebody trying to create that idea.
Okay.
So like at the end of the day, you're never really losing by trying to create something and failing from it. Like I mean, that's how people did. That's how maybe the creator of cement did a lot of mixtures and they didn't get it right until he had to, I don't know, add this or add that or he just got that lucky breakthrough. But he never stopped trying.
Yeah.
And it's okay to try if you're a creator. Like if you're a creator, it's a very big chip on your shoulder. Like you get to reinvent the world. You get to not only reinvent, you get to inspire people. You get to be talked about for years. Like Vijablo is dead, 2019, bro. People are still talking about, people are still making videos of his creative process, this, why he did this, why he did that. Like at that point in time, like as a creator, if you've ever created something and somebody still watches it, somebody still listens to it, somebody still talks about it,
Yeah.
or the idea that you gave them, you never really died because you keep living, in people's head, you keep living in people's memories,
Yeah.
and like at that point in time, you have created.
I've truly left a mark on the world.
Yeah, it's just like that Drake Grammy speech. I was like, if you have regular people coming in the snow or in the winter for you to watch your shows, to buy your songs, to listen to your stuff, and they sing, they know your lyrics and everything, that you don't need a Grammy because you've already won.
Yeah.
And that's like, I mean, that's basically the truth. Grammy is just more of like a social um a social certificate
Yeah.
that okay, yeah, you did good, like socially. But at the end of the day, like somebody can take a Grammy for the worst of songs, worst of albums, and like it didn't. I mean, worst is subjective per se,
Yeah.
sha. But like the albums that you know that people vibe hard to this shit,
Yeah.
and they didn't get a Grammy over like an artist that somebody has never even heard about. So like Grammy is just like a social certificate, or like awards in general, are just like social certificates, something like that. But then like as long as you're pushing your own P, man. Like I keep saying this, man. As long as you push your own P, like you're creating your own shit, you fine. But I mean, maybe me, I'm in this stage of creating and being broke. Like I create podcasts, I have like I take pictures, I have videos, I do this, I do that, but I'm broke, nigga. Like, and like it's more of like, what am I saying? Like, it's more of the idea that you have to do things that make you money and you have to do things that make you know, right? Even though with all the creation, the podcast videos, I still like program, I still code and stuff. Thankfully, right now I don't have a job, and I can say that's why I'm broke, right? I am doing more of what is making me known than what of more of. I won't say I'm doing more of it per se because I'm pivoting careers to like data science and stuff. So I won't say it's a problem of more of. It just the sense that I've not gotten a job and I'm broke. Like it's just a phase of being broke, right?
Yeah.
So you want to do things that will make you known. As for me, that's like podcasts, videos, pictures, whatever. And then I want to do stuff that will make me money, and that's like maybe like programming and tech aspects. And if you get to a point in time where what I'm doing that makes me known will also start to make me money, because I'll start to get paid for pictures, I'll start to get paid for like sponsorships, or like podcasts, or like videos, AdSense, whatever is on the creation side. So like just do both, and you'll be fine.
And it's just do anything that makes you happy, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That I mean that part cannot be stressed
Feel
enough.
that hunger. Doesn't matter whether you are broke at this point.
Exactly. Like me personally, I wanted to really say something to the world. Like I felt like I needed to say something that what I would say people will learn from it. And that's why I started the podcast, and that's how I go here today. And I'm doing it because I like it. I'm doing it because of me.
Most often times, I think my motivation was seeing for someone who had like little little to no influence or a lot of influences online that was like, go this way, go that way, this is how you do it, this is how you don't do it, this is how you do this thing right, this is how you, and I tried a lot of things. I found out that a lot of maybe so-called influencers or creators had no like, they didn't have my best interest in that. They just had like the money rush and like, let me make my money and do whatever I want to do without quality and care and not caring for the recipients.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if these are the people that create value in our ecosystem in the world, like how in the next few years
Everyone will be driven by money.
everybody will, not necessarily money, they may like project some certain values that like I maybe don't agree about or I don't
It's more of
align
like the state of Twitter comment sections,
to.
where like most of the comments on tweets now are unrelated to the original post,
Bro,
just because of the impressions you
sick.
get from it.
Like it's so sick at this point, and I feel Elon has just made it some sort of like advertising
He said he wants to change he wants to
platform.
said he wants to work on the algorithm or something.
I
That in the coming weeks or months, the Twitter algorithm will change drastically, whatever.
You need to change their advertising algorithm. It is weird as hell. Like
Bro,
everything is just for sale there.
everything is for money at this point. I mean, there's people that see because they want to tweet, and there's people that like it's all for the funds now.
But okay, so going back is it's me looking at those people that are the so-called influencers and the people that are giving value out, and I'm like, these people aren't really perfect. Like make I can't they don't practice what they preach per se. So I can't follow this kind of people, and I needed somebody that was very honest to themselves and honest to the world. And some vulnerability was kind of involved in that honest process. So I was like, if nobody does it, then who will do it? Because I was just asking for that. Who is this? Where is this Messiah? I was looking for that Messiah, and truly I couldn't like really find any Messiah. So I was like, maybe I should try doing this for myself and saying the things I have to say, like putting my ideas out there or speaking more in general and being articulate and being a very good communicator, because these are skills that I think everybody possesses as a person and everybody should like work on. So I'm like, if this person has trained himself or has mastered the art of creating and is pushing out certain values and certain ideas, he's doing his own P, and me, I'm just there consuming and just shouting that this is unfair, why would you be doing this is wrong and stuff, and me, I'm not putting that like energy or trying to do something to change that or trying to like disperse those notions and values and stuff. So what use am I, like what's the whole point of me complaining? It's just being how will I say it, being ineffective as a person or hypocritical as a person. So I just decided to like take powers into my own hands and just be like, okay, yeah, you watch a lot of things, you see a lot of things, you write down a lot of things, you have a lot of ideas, but they are just in your head, but they are just in a book. How are you able to successfully communicate these things? Then from there on, I just started like, okay, I'm supposed to have this medium of this platform. I'm supposed to have this medium of communication. I'm supposed to know how to talk. I'm supposed to know how to write. I'm supposed to know how to do a lot of things, and that just sparked that interest, and I just went for it, I guess. So I'm of the nation that we should always like build ourselves and our skills and believe in our validity as human beings to be able to speak up our minds and speak up our values as people.
Like your podcast, I mean.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
So you waited like 5 to 6 years before you had the courage to be like fuck it.
I mean,
Even
I
right
actually,
now, self, you're still like
iffy. I like the existence is somehow iffy to me because I hate attention in the sense of the whole I've seen. I don't know whether it's going to blow up, but I have this grand idea of like, even if it works out, I don't want the whole attention from the world. I just want to be that person that is behind the scenes and just doing whatever I want to do without any attention or anything. But I find out that that's very impossible because for you to be a brand, for you
Unless
to
you're the
have
kind of person that
stories,
doesn't show your face like marshmallow. Like, you
exactly,
never really name in public.
exactly.
Name
So
person.
I have to just put myself out there into the universe and do that, do whatever I want to do, and there's no use being scared of it. I have to face it head on. So I just did that, and
And how are you feeling about it?
I don't. I feel great because I feel great.
Because you start to see that people actually relate to what you're saying.
Definitely, which was like a a problem in my mind. That okay,
Maybe you're not
what I'm
really,
saying now is it relatable? Is it
yeah.
rubbish? Is it nonsense? Well, I just decided to. It really isn't important right now as I've done whatever I want to do and released maybe the form of communication, and I see that okay, some people fuck with it, some people don't fuck with it. It doesn't really matter. Like obviously there are people that are going to fuck with it regardless or something. So I don't care, and I just do whatever I want to do and push my feet.
But
But I still have this fear of like celebrity or influencer status though. It's just weird.
I mean, I personally don't have a problem with being an influencer. I really pride myself on being an influencer at this point. Really.
Nah,
Like
I don't
inspiring
like that
people.
thing. I don't like that.
I wouldn't say influencer, but I would
I'm
say
more
like inspirer.
I'm more of a background kind of guy. But I'm like, does that work for the kind of person I am right now? Like kind of person I'm trying to be. So I'm like, okay, bro, put yourself out there and see how it goes. And it's not like it's not something I can't handle. Something I can handle if I put my mind to it. So I'm not just putting all those limiting factors again. I'm like, I have to make excuses. I don't want to be this person. What if I'm not that person? But I should just try. And I just tried.
At the end of the day, like, try your best. If you have this idea, create it, and the world is going to accept it whether they like it or not. At the end of the day, just be a creator.
That's their business, if they accept it or not.
I mean, that's what you say, though.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, just create your stuff and believe in it. So like, you have to believe in your thing, because if you cannot believe in what you're doing, nobody will believe.
You have to believe it in the level of absurdity.
Yeah, I feel like, oh yeah, this is going to change the world.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, it actually will, but you never really know how, but it will. I mean, yeah. Well, I tried to draw already, so.